Welcome back, insiders, to another beautiful day, another beautiful stream. Where's my face? Not that. It's so important, but there we go. Otherwise, it's like, what's going on here? Let me get this organized. All right, so yeah, welcome back, insiders. So remember, guys, the goal today and always is to trade the best we can. A green day or a small red day will follow. Ideally, big fat green day, though. Profits are always a second effect of just trading the best that we can. I'll throw a little disclaimer up here. Remember, do not copy trade. Trading is risky. And where's my disclaimer? There it is. And this is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Let's get to it. We got another 2 minutes before the market opens, or in terms of pre-market trading for TOS. Remember, pre-market actually starts at 4 a.m. Eastern, but TOS does not allow till 7 a.m. You know what? I'm okay with that. I don't need to be waking up any earlier. Is the volume fine? Is it too loud? Is it too quiet? I made it a little louder. I noticed on my last stream, I tried to turn up the volume and I was at max. And I was like, it would be nice if I was a little bit louder so I could turn it down. I could turn the stream down if I wanted to, but right now, when I was watching it, it was already on max. LYT gapping up here, 100. You can see it right here, 156% or 143% now after that last little candle. It doesn't have a catalyst, but it does have a nice. No, never mind. The float's only 37 million, but it is a sub dollar, so a little bit less relevant. Although yesterday, MIMO had a 5.7 million float, so that's kind of a big difference. It's like a 7x. I don't think I'm too interested in this one, although we had CRNG or cringe, CRGE. So we had a few sub dollars, right? We had CRGE, we had MIMO, we had Fun as well. I'm actually going to replace CRGE with Fun. So we've had a lot of sub dollars lately doing work. And why are my trades not showing here? Show trades. That's weird. Should have. Although, I'm not going to lie. I'm not sure if I wanted to show trades. That's really hectic. I'm going to actually remove that. So here we go, 7 a.m. Let's go back to it, see what kind of movement we're getting. Usually you get a nice little volume spike here. Yeah, it's moving. Not bad action there. A lot going on in the Discord. Corey wakes up at 3:30 a.m. What the heck? I'm going to be in Utah in 2 weeks. I'm going to have to start getting up at 4:30 a.m. or 4:45. But, man, getting up at 3 sounds really painful. I'm not going to lie. Getting up at 4 is painful. I did it for 3 months before, and it sucked. It absolutely sucked. Anyone that doesn't say it sucks is lying to you. So, mapping out some zones. Morning, Kevin. I remember you. Morning from Lakeland. There we go. Good to see you back. So, LYT still popping up here. Kind of interesting. Might actually go for a small trade on this one. It is holding better than I anticipated. Let's see how much it pulls back here. So far, 2.6 is trying to hold, but I'm not sure if it will. Getting a little bit of size here, looking for that second pop higher. There we go. Looking for that move over 28 into the 0.3s. Very small size here. Just a little bit, trying to get my beak wet ultimately. No, didn't hold there. I stopped out. It could still hold and rip, but I wanted to see pretty good resolution. We didn't really get any. We already got 3 hot days of sub dollars, so I'm a little bit worried that this is a little bit of a desperate ticker here, like a little leftover ticker. Let's see how strong it is though. Volume is quite okay. This ticker has a higher float, around 35, so that's probably why it's churning here quite a bit. I would have wanted to see that pop. It is struggling. James got a limit at 245. That's not the worst. Yeah, if I held, I would be slightly up. It's really struggling, this ticker. Go back to a 1-minute chart. I think that shows a lot more information. I just had it on a 5-minute chart before and I forgot to switch it back. I was just thinking to myself, wait a second, that 1 minute is lasting a really long time. That was an accident on my end. Yeah, watching, but it's not so interesting. Again, we're looking at, it looks like LYTE is really the only main gapper right now. Definitely want to keep an eye on FUN and MIMO from yesterday. I'm going to document my trades. I'll let you guys watch how I do that. But for now, I'm just writing a few messages more in the Discord. It's still trying. It's still trying. So let's go ahead and do a little bit of documentation. Let me close some of these other things. We got a lot of tabs open right now. I don't really need all these things. Yeah, that's about it. Okay, James is still working on LYT. It's not the worst. There's opportunities on it. It's just not super interesting. Going back to the, yeah, let's go here. So MIMO, let's just pull this one up from yesterday, do a little quick analysis on it. I already did a full recap video on MIMO. Check out my last posted video. You even had like a new little front side here. I like this move back over VWAP, and then it just trends higher. This trend, I don't know how I would have felt about it, but kind of clean here. Look at that. It did a little bit what it did here, where downwards trend, huge buy opportunity. Here, there was a little bit of an upwards trend, and then backside, look at that, the last test, and that was the short moment. Although there's none to borrow here on TD Ameritrade. So let's, yeah, my trades are not pulling up on this one, unfortunately. LYT still pushing right now at 26. I only have one trade on that ticker. Do I need to be more aggressive on it? Maybe. Huh. My screenshot just disappeared. That was weird. BFRG got clobbered, but it still had another new high. I was kind of impressed, but I felt like I was not going to be trading BFRG super well. Look at these consolidations always before it sells off. So I think I'm pretty content the way I went about BFRG. James. At least, you know, I think that was worth the attempt, though. We also did a few swing trades positions. So we had Indy, we had an alert that went off on Indy. Just an alert, that's it. No big fill, but this ticker I'm looking to probably size into a little bit more here. I'm just gonna add though that it was an alert. And it was also a bit of a support line bounce here on a front side trend. I think my funds are a little bit tied up in a few other trades, so that's the only downside. Ooh, that actually I did not want to create. Let's go back. I'm still watching LYT on the other screen. I could pop it up if you guys are interested. This needs to be changed. I can't type in the symbol. I've got to update that. Let's see here. LYT. There it is. No, wait. Where did it go? Where's my LY? Oh, it wasn't LYT. That's why I'm so confused. It was Indie. Oh my god, I'm over here thinking the wrong ticker the whole time. I was like, am I going crazy? Open trades. Where is it? There it is. There it is. So all I wanted to do is change day trading Momo to my swing trading or my investment portfolio, which I'm going to merge at one point. There we go. That's taken care of. Now let's go to coin, which I also had an entry on. But with coin, I did get my full size. Very unfortunate. And I'll probably close this one. I wanted like around 100 shares at the bare minimum. Big support right around here. Looking to close soon, and if possible, second trade. So yesterday retail sales came out pretty good actually. And today building permits, and then tomorrow Michigan consumer sentiment. So not too interesting. I'm not really worried about that at all. Yesterday we had a $1,000 profit day. So that was pretty nice. The other interesting thing was the fact it was a pretty smooth day. We were up at 440. Go down here, and then we had a dip down to 201. So it gave back half, and then I was able to make a nice little run again. But then it kind of got stuck. You know, I kept on trying to trade MIMO. This was closer to the market open, and I had a hard time finding that win. And then the market opened, and I didn't really size. My confidence was a little bit low here, and I was distracted between two tickers, BFRG and MIMO. So I was a little bit on the fence there. James says 25 on the day so far. There we go. At least you're starting green. Right now I'm a little bit red. Down $29 on LYT. Not a big deal. Kind of interesting here. We got CELU popping up, another sub dollar. I'll put it on my second screen as well. CELU. It's only up 40%, but that's probably worth to start watching it. Healthcare biotech company. Not seeing any news on this one. The ads on FinViz are just unbearable. Let's see here. Yeah, yesterday's closing price at 0.1883. Crazy. It's just, it feels like the new norm getting these really cheap tickers. 148.92 million shares outstanding, 136 float. Well, it's not a beautiful ticker, but it is popping. It just hit 0.32. Mapping out some zones on it. Watching. Strong push, that's for sure. Could be a nice little dip trade. Let's see how well it holds. Oh, I didn't get my fill. It's like my entry was a bit early on this one. Still selling off. Yeah, I'm gonna stop out. Small size, but big pullback there. I thought we were gonna hold that trend line. Very strong pullback. Not the biggest loss. I probably could have, should have, would have been a little bit more patient for that 9 EMA pullback. But typically when you see a ticker start pumping, especially breaking a trend line, it'll often have that one last pop before it goes. So that's what I was going for. I kind of gave it a little bit more of a dip, but instead of buying one more size, I probably should have just closed it there already right away. Wow, okay, so there's that big pop. Maybe I could have got out for break even. These sub dollars are super strong. You just got to watch out with the pullbacks. So yeah, there's a good chance it's going to have that move to 0.35. I would not be surprised. That's what I would be betting on right now. I'm not crazy about jumping right back into a ticker. Could see that high day here. See if we get a little lower of an entry. Still, buyers are very strong. Oh, I got 300 shares. Well, I guess back to the drawing board for me. That was not super smooth on my end. So I had the right idea. The pullback was just stronger than I expected. I basically expected this move to be right here. And remember on MIMO yesterday as well, I had the same problem where I buy too early on the pullbacks. Morning, Peter. So we're watching LYT and CELU at the moment, two top gainers. Of course, sub dollars again, following the footsteps of CRGE and FUN and MIMO. I've yet to re-enter, but still watching. CELU. It's got a little bit. More support. Sell volume is actually quite low. But it's a little bit hard sometimes to get a read on sub dollars. They just do behave a little bit different. Definitely not my bread and butter, and these last few days have been quite interesting trading them. Already 7:30 here a.m. Eastern. Looks like it might have another move here for new high day break. I don't think I would go for that final break, but I would definitely be kind of interested in holding here for that pop to at least this double top here at 0.33. Not really sure. I'm not in it at the moment. Look at that, PHUN also popping up here. Having some pretty okay volume for the fact that it's the third day. Doesn't look too hopeful though at the moment. Looks like LYT is moving back up here a bit. I'm not crazy about the ticker. See if there's anything new going on here. Yeah, a bit of a red day yesterday for the SPY, but overall it's breaking out again. It looks like it actually might be breaking to new highs already. Very strong pre-market. You guys see the SPY at the top left right now. So went back over 472. Now it's trending higher. Very, very strong here. I think we might have a new all-time highs coming really soon. My PFE is also moving back up again, which is quite nice. But could be a little bit better. Unfortunately, kind of gave back yesterday's nice spout. Yesterday I was like, all right, let's get it. And then we kind of sold off again. Let's look at Save after the merger failed for Spirit Airlines. Let's see what happened. CELU pulled back there. Finding support though, around 28. Every time I want to talk about Spirit, there's something else more interesting. So let's actually go back here to CELU. I would maybe even consider, if it's sold off here with very low volume, I'd consider a dip trade there. Ooh, we got the sun coming out. Sounds ridiculous, but you don't see the sun every day in Berlin, so it was kind of nice. Just going back to save really quickly. Definitely struggling, but could be a really good dead cat bounce. Retail sales, like we were just talking about, showed the Americans are shopping, and good news got investors nervous that the Fed might not cut rates as soon as they hoped. Sending stocks down. Okay. Spirit Airlines sank more than the spirits of a traveler who just learned their flight to Fort Lauderdale was canceled. Because Fort Lauderdale had all the bad weather recently. It was the second day in a row of big losses for Spirit investors. Can we check ALK? Good morning, Hari. Good to see you again. Let's see ALK. Let's pull it up. Let me go maybe even to a weekly chart first. So this is Alaskan Airlines. Let's see if I haven't done really any analysis on Alaskan. So Alaskan seems like it's in a pretty rough downtrend now for quite some time. Not really sure if I would call this a channel, but it is kind of worth noting that it is struggling to stick with making higher highs. That's probably as much value as I would put on these lines. But this one's kind of interesting. Used to be the resistance. We broke out of that. It did become support for quite some time. Not really sure if this is any sort of interesting buy zone on ALK. It seems like it could dip more. I think if it did come down here and made a double bottom, that could be a really interesting zone somewhere down here on ALK. I don't know enough about this company to really comment on it, but typically with a ticker like this, I would like a macro theme fundamentally line up with a strong theme technically. So that's what I would be looking for. AFGY. So if the company had really good news and the stock had a really good price action point where it could really bounce off of, I would find that interesting. News on AGFY. Volume's okay. $2 million market cap, 1.7 million shares outstanding. Yeah, okay, this ticker is trending pretty nicely. Pulling back. See if we can get a pop here. Didn't love the pop. Would have liked something with a little bit more power. I already put it on the second screen. Bottom right. Like you guys see here, I'm always doing small size until I feel like I'm in a little bit in a flow on a ticker. I don't want to hit a max loss, using, 10,000 shares, or let's say on this case, maybe 5,000 shares right away. I would like to size up to 5,000 shares, but my first trades are not going to be 5,000 shares. That way I avoid taking big losses. I also avoid making, big profits, but that's fine. The first few trades for me, especially on a new ticker, are really about getting my feet wet, seeing how the fills are, the execution, seeing how I vibe with it, seeing if I have a read on it. And if those things are looking pretty good, I'll size up pretty fast. Volume could be a bit more. Yeah, basically, but I don't typically average up into just a trade, into whatever trade I'm in. I'll do it like on the next trade and the next trade, and get more and more aggressive throughout the trading cycle. But typically we only have like 15 minutes of a ticker, so you do have to get aggressive pretty quickly. But MIMO, we had like a full day of trading. It was crazy. Same with PHUN, which is rarely the case lately, but those are great examples to snowball effect your position size. I'm not loving the volume here. It feels very light. Yeah, AGFY. Anything else about this ticker? I'm not seeing. Let's see the news on this one again. Enters into first hydrocarbon extraction lab. It's kind of hard to get any value out of that catalyst, and it's not typically something I look for so much. Just a general company PR. It's not the most interesting catalyst. The 1.7 shares outstanding and 1.58 float is probably one of the more interesting parts about this company. 118 close. I mean, nice price point, that's for sure. I mean, I had it like an 85% gap before we saw a 5-minute red candle. That's pretty solid too. There's definitely potential, but it's not amazing. Could keep going though. Be right back. Give me 2 minutes. I'm back. Back in the saddle again. I caught my girlfriend doing something really bad. Just kidding. It wasn't that bad. She was taking a nap, and I was like, although a nap, I've done that a few times pre-market around 8 o'clock where it's really slow. Yeah. All right, James. Good luck. I hope it works out. It's definitely a little bit fishy in that area, but it might actually pump you high. AGFY. Not too bad. 14% pop there. Congrats to anyone that got that. I'm in the great debate right now with myself. Should I be trading AGFY or not? It found support. We got upside. It has a catalyst, although very suspicious, but I don't want to put too much weight, my own biases in the catalyst. It is a low float. It's a USA company. Maybe there's more going for it than not. Volume could definitely be more. It's a bit of a ranging breakout right now, so those are not my favorite setups, but I'm going to keep a really close eye on it. LYT and CELU both selling off a bit. You can see them here on the second screen. Turkey, it's 752. Yeah, it was a slow pre-market. Yesterday was a really hot time period right now. Yesterday, this was like the moment to be trading. Today, I'm red. I think you could do more damage to the downside than the upside right now. But maybe AGFY is going to give us that opportunity that we were waiting for. So that's what my eyes and my patience and everything is focused on. Also, if I heard correctly, I think there's a coffee on its way. Still watching it, but not in love with this one. Maybe I'm a little bit too conservative because it technically is doing all right. Not so sure. Not so sure here with this one. Still slightly around the day, but just kind of stuck my feet in the water. See how things are going. See what the temperature is like, so to say. Haven't really loved the tickers yet. AGFY is probably the best ticker we have right now with a catalyst and a low float. It's a bit of a grindy one, but I can't deny the fact that it is on a front side, so I should probably be getting a little bit more aggressive here. We got also room to run as well. Good little upside. So that's looking healthy. We're right at that $2.50 zone and right by the 180 SMA as well, which is a significant zone to break higher. But if we can really keep punching over this, I think blue skies. Yeah, by far quite an interesting one. Where do we go from here? I got a coffee. Girlfriend just brought it in. I don't know if you guys saw that. She was really sneaky. I'm gonna be the idealist today. We had a pretty strong pullback back here, so it's like a 19% pullback. In our range, it was like 11% pullback. I would guess any sort of pullback now would probably be between those two zones. If we get a little bit of a red here, I'm actually going to buy this. I want to be more conservative on the pullbacks, more aggressive on the front side moves. So I'm being a little bit more conservative right now. I'm fine missing it. Absolutely fine missing it. Yeah, so far. Tricky one. Corey says in the Discord, for such a low float AGFY, it's not really moving like it. Hands off for now. And that's exactly how I feel. Actually, I felt something was off. I just couldn't really put it in words. And I think that is a really good way to describe it. For such a good low float, or for such a low float, it's really moving odd. I think that summarizes it well. I think oftentimes, especially when we're streaming or when we're with others, it feels like we should be trading. It's like, I gotta be trading. But often, the name of the game is just waiting and not trading, and only trading when there's a really good setup. Otherwise, you start digging holes, and then you finally, good setup comes, you hesitate, or then you have a nice green trade, but you're just, back to break even, etc. So it is important to keep that in mind. I do actually think right now it might be a good little bounce opportunity. Look at 231. We have that nice 2-minute support. Back to 231 there. It's a tricky opportunity. James says, know that all too well. Yep. And also Peter's saying, if it stays at VWAP, this will be the one to watch it open. Yeah, I agree. If this thing starts, winding up and holding, it'll be probably a good pick. Yeah, I feel you, James. I think we're down roughly the same. Caspillion says, yeah, that 208 entrance, yeah. When it broke back above here, especially on that micro pullback, that would have been the time to get long. It's usually not a lot of time to think on a good move. You just see it and you got to jump in on it quick. So patience, aggression, size. You got to be patient for the right opportunity. You got to get aggressive when you do see that right opportunity. And then you got to size up as well into that opportunity. Kind of does seem like CELU is potentially going to be back in play pretty soon. By the way, how ridiculous is this? Everyone's making it seem like there's such a catastrophe going on here with the birth rates in China. China's population, and this is the catastrophe, fell by 2.1 million to 1.4 billion. That's not even a drop in the ocean. I don't know. Maybe it sounds a little ridiculous, but it doesn't seem like a catastrophe. Even if the population dropped by 400 million, it would still be a huge population. I don't see that happening anytime soon. Anyway, I don't want to distract, but just reading some news here, and sometimes it makes me chuckle. Yeah, James, I'm constantly watching that second screen. I basically have a third eye, or I'm an iguana. Wait, isn't it iguana? No, a chameleon, right? Yeah, a chameleon. I got like one eye on that second screen always. It's just like, is that a green candle? Because when a ticker pops, you got to be quick. If you're waiting around those 3-4 minutes, sometimes you just miss the whole move. Yeah, I feel you, Casvalion. If I'm saying your name right, Casvalion, Valion, Casvalion. I'm not sure. Kind of like Casvalion. That's fun, although it might be totally butchered. Apologize if I do butcher anyone's name. It's not my intention. You should see me here in Berlin. I butcher everyone's name because nobody here is like from the same country in terms of like everyone is basically a foreigner. Not in terms of not it sounds weird. Everyone is from a different country here, it feels like. So, you get a bunch of Middle Eastern names, you get African names, you get American names. Those are the ones I usually get right. You get obviously German names, but you go 2 weeks here in Berlin without speaking German, so it's very international here, and a lot of names every time I've never heard before, so I butcher names like it's my job. LYT. Back at VWAP. My Firefox just froze. Not cool, not cool. AGFY moving up, just finishing this email quickly, but I am keeping it on watch. I might switch to trading it at one point. Looks like it got a nice little potential move back to 2.4. I'll put an alert here, not that it goes off pre-market, but just to remind myself. You'll see that on the bottom right of the screen as well. Just finishing up that email. For some reason, my Firefox totally just crashed. I'm rebooting it. I don't know if that interrupted the stream. I guess we'll find out in a second. But just letting you guys know what's going on my end. Okay, I got it back working. Really, that was a bit weird. Doesn't look like it interrupted the stream. James says it's still good. Okay, good. What's up, Mark? Good morning. Appreciate the words, man. It means a lot. I missed the community as well. At least the ones that were not in the Discord. I know a lot of you guys did join the Discord. It's been good fun. So we've been chatting there nonstop. But it is good to be in stream mode again for sure, and just kind of have a little bit more FaceTime and speak some ideas through in real time. I think that's really nice. Okay, now that I figured out that problem, everything just reloaded. That was kind of weird. Let me get back to finishing this email. Doesn't look like anything I want to trade anyway. Although CELU, guys, is popping back up, I do want to keep a close eye on CELU, trying to break up over VWAP right now. It does seem like it has a nice little rounded bottom as well. So keeping a close eye on this ticker, and I would definitely try to size into it if it came down to it. I'll put some limit orders on this one. You guys could see them on the chart. Middle bottom, you'll see it. Some limit orders popping up. All right. Out of AGFY, just a bit of a straggler. As you guys see right now, I am looking at CELU. I am looking for this rounded bottom, maybe a quick pullback into the rounded bottom, and a little bit of a continuation. We'll see what happens. Sometimes I compare trading pre-market, specifically 8 to 9, not always 7 to 8, but 8 to 9, like being in the desert, and then you start seeing mirages everywhere. You're like, I think that's a trade. I think that's an opportunity, and it's not. Because usually from 7 to 8, you get some decent moves. You get that 7 a.m. open, quote unquote. But then like from 8 to 9, you get like a lot of stuff start dying down, and you know, you start getting desperate, you start looking, you start making up things. That's what I've noticed. And then every 2 weeks or so at like 8:15, that's actually one of the best tickers, but maybe even less than every 2 weeks. Okay, here we go. Possible entry here on CELU. Was looking for that pullback trade. What? I literally looked at, oh, there we go. There we go. Actually move it even down a little bit more. Hopefully I'm not entering some sort of mirage trade, but this was a really nice rounded bottom. That's what I was looking for. I was looking for a little bit of a pullback here, and then looking for that break of VWAP. That's what I'm going for. I think I was being patient enough. I think that makes sense. Didn't really capture a size yet. I think the problem with this ticker, oops, is the volume is really light for a sub-dollar ticker right now. I think that's the big concern I have with CELU right now. Closing out the rest of my orders, I'll leave maybe one entry there. I'm looking for that move over VWAP. Well, all right. I think I might have traded a mirage. Just, yeah. Honestly, the price action's not that bad. The volume, though, is really bad. But in terms of the chart, the candles, I kind of like what I'm seeing. But yeah, that non-existent volume is really worrisome, to say at the best. AGFY at a really interesting support here at 213 could be a nice reason for a little bit of a rebound, but it is below VWAP, so definitely understand that it is a backside play at the moment. How long under VWAP is considered bearish for a momentum trade? It's a good question. What I typically look for is if there's a break below VWAP, but honestly, it's very similar to this one, except the volume here on this break below VWAP to me was a little bit too high. But sometimes you'll see a break below VWAP, and it does hold slightly below VWAP. It almost looks like it got some shorts out. Volume's very light. And sometimes it takes a while, 30 minutes, especially for those swing trades. Sometimes for small caps, it's really just like a light break below VWAP, and then it goes right back above. That's really what I'm looking for. And volume is always really important. Usually if there's a big break, or let's say if there's a break with big volume, that's a bad sign in terms of looking for a reversal. So big volume here, that's not so good. So I wouldn't be looking for a reversal. And the one that attempted did fail. Yeah, yep, yep. So I again wouldn't be looking for a full reversal. It might happen. Nothing's guaranteed. Obviously, it's all percentages and kind of something you observe over time. Like this break here below VWAP, this one had pretty high volume based on what we've been seeing so far on the day. So a nice high volume break, and then it tried to break above, but it failed and continued. Similar exact situation here. So if this, let's say, broke out with pretty light volume, just like this broke out with pretty light volume, I wouldn't be optimistic that there would be continuation. Yep. We're like flies attracted to the purple line that is VWAP. We're like, that's a good looking line. I don't know what it is. I remember VWAP wasn't a thing when was that? It was like 20. Well, I mean, for most history, it wasn't a thing. But when I first started looking into trading and I had TOS, it was like, when was that? I think it was 2015, and nobody was really using VWAP. It's really become like the standard in the last 10 years. I think there is an opportunity for a pop here. I don't know if it's going to be a strong one. I don't know if it's going to hold, but I think there is that good opportunity for at least a move to this double top. That's kind of what I'm looking for. I got tiny size here. It's a little bit irrelevant, but of course it would help me get a little bit back to break even if it worked. Obviously, that'd be nice. AGFY actually doing that bounce that we were talking about. Not bad. It was like a 5-6% bounce. Yeah. Sometimes I feel a little bit like an automated system. Coffee is my electricity. In November, I did no coffee. I did a no coffee November. And it was miserable. I was absolutely depressed. No, I'm just kidding. It was actually great. I had really consistent energy levels all day long, and I wasn't eating carbs either, so I just had next level energy levels. It was a really good month, but it was kind of depressing because there was so much good food in November. Yeah, see, there's not really working so hot. So much good food in November, so you don't really want to miss out on that. I'm going to stop out of this trade before I hold on to it too long. I already held on to this one way too long. Literally, as I say that, it pops down. Oh, I had the right intuition stopping out of that trade. I still actually walked away with a small profit. Interesting. Yeah, so it ended up being a mirage trade. Nothing was happening for too long, and eventually saw the trade. This is why I'm pretty adamant about putting my second screen up and just like doing something else. If it's answering those emails I haven't answered, or if it's chatting with you guys overly in terms of like maybe chatting about some news topics or something different, because it's easy, very easy to start over trading when volume's light. Oftentimes I would take a nap from 8 to 9, or I would even watch some Age of Empire videos. Freaking amazing. Sounds so ridiculous watching somebody else play a game. Sounds like if you told me that 10 years ago, I would have laughed at you. But man, you watch like, or I'm gonna do a little bit of a shout out here. I don't know if you guys check out Aussie Drongo on YouTube. I don't know. Well, you probably need to know Age of Empires, but if you do know Age of Empires, just go to Aussie Drongo and watch some of these videos. They're so good. Look at this. Look at this. I've watched almost all of them. Okay, no, I didn't watch these three. I'm like a crack baby. They're so entertaining. I'll just put one on and stretch for 25 minutes because I hate stretching. But I found this is the only thing I can this is the thing that gets me to actually stretch. So a little bit of entertainment. Okay, HEFY is going on here. James says guilty as well. Yeah. Whenever I tell my girlfriend, she's like, "You're an idiot," and I'm like, "Listen, you haven't tried it." I'm all caught up. My Vampire Survivor videos. It's so good. It's on. We all have our guilty pleasure. So AGFY popping up again. It's doing a little bit of a breakout like we were seeing with CELU with that rounded bottom under VWAP. It actually looks pretty okay. So we might have a pop here. You know, there's that 10% upside potential on AGFY. My problem is I don't want to fumble for the next 30 minutes and get annoyed at myself. So I'm trying to avoid this trade right now. Even if I do make, you know, 100, 200 bucks, I think the risk reward on it is slightly negative. Yep, I'm thinking the same. Castiglione. It's already at 228. Not bad. It's still trying to push. James said I put over $70 in Diablo 4. That's not even that much. $70. That's like how much the game costs. No? Probably as long as you're under like 250, I think you're nowhere near an addict. Dude, I feel you. Man, it's like some of these old games are really where the money's at. Andres, that's a really good comment. Andres saying there's an iceberg, or he thinks there's an iceberg on AGFY. I see tons of buying, but it simply can't pass that 230. Yeah, I've been watching it on my screen probably too closely, but you know, it's exactly what Corey said earlier. For such a low float, it's not really moving like it. Hands off for now. Yeah, maybe it needs a little bit of a shakeout or something. I have no idea. I also don't really like trading tickers when they're not really moving, because that's how you hold tickers for a very long time and you make a lot of bad decisions. So for example, I mean, you guys, let me go back to my portfolio. But I don't want to be holding tickers too long. And when there's low volume, I hold too long, and that's where I make a lot of my mistakes. And anything over 2 minutes is net negative for me. So I always try to be very mindful of that. What is this? Disney news. If you have OCD, stay away. That's so good. Yeah, AGFY moving lower, but I still think AGFY could be a good buy at one point. Again, it's just the mirage trap I've been talking about, so I think I'd rather keep my paws off for now.
I'm really
I'm looking up Vampire Survivors right now on Steam. Did you know they increased their prices? Because it's $5 now. I don't think I can afford that. Yeah, it's an old school looking game. It almost looks like where those things come down and slowly try to attack you. Yeah, honestly, I think a lot of these games, they're just like half the fun is the nostalgic reasons. I'm gonna add to wish list and check it out sometime. So this looks like the gameplay here. Yeah, I'll have to check it out right now. I don't want to get too distracted on the stream, especially, well, you know, right now it's so slow anyway. I kind of actually do want to get distracted. Let's see here. Baja says they sent me, what did you send me? A picture on Instagram? Yo, you're scaring me. That's some scary stuff. How do I know what your username is? Hidden requests. People are going to come in here thinking this is a gaming channel. Fires quickly. Look at this guy. Feel free to share a video I definitely need to watch, James. I'm all ears on that. Oh, oh, it's a picture of AGFY. Okay. Yo, is it just me or does it feel like Boeing 737s are just the sketchiest things to get on? I think I have to get on a Boeing 737 in 2 weeks from Berlin to Amsterdam. I'm a little nervous about it. I was literally looking for a flight that was not a Boeing airplane. That company has really pooped the bed over the years, over the last maybe 15, 20 years. Maybe 15 years. There's even a documentary on it on Netflix, how bad the company's gotten. It's not a good sign. So AGFY finding support here. It's definitely in this ranging territory. Perfect first stare, guys. There's a perfect first stare brewing here. Be careful looking into the filings of these companies. They're almost all crap. It makes you not want to touch them. There was a time I used to do that, and then I was like, wait, I can't trade any of these companies. They're all going bankrupt. And then I realized it doesn't matter. Because as long as the price is going up, that's what's going to happen, you know, until it stops going up, which could be another 30 minutes from now. We can. I like the where can we send flowers part though. That's good. Looking for a possible entry actually on AGFY. I think that might be an opportunity here. I like the fact that it is a ranging ticker right now, and I think we could capitalize on that just a little bit. So I'm gonna watch this one a little closer. Put some limit orders out. Hoping for just a little bit more of a sell-off here. Fun is actually crawling up surprisingly. I love meeting my large caps as well, Andres, but yeah, small caps, there's definitely more opportunity when it comes to day trading with a smaller account. Yeah, that's exactly it too. You have a lot more edge trading small caps. I was kind of hoping this would give us a quick little dip before it popped up. Does not seem to be the case. CELU tried to sell off, but it actually found support, so it's a really good thing to notice. We might have a move back over VWAP on CELU shortly. Be careful chasing AGFY high. It is a ranging ticker, so it's not breaking out. Even if it does break out, it's still stuck in a range. So if you're buying a breakout, you're buying high on a range. That's just dangerous. I think AGFY will probably be a good ticker at the open at the current rate. Here we go. Possible entry if AGFY has another dip here. LYT popping up as well, trying to break VWAP. I'm not totally sure if it's going to really dip this low, but I like the general idea. Also forming a rounded bottom again, just like CELU. Yeah, I agree, Peter, especially on a pure breakout strategy. Right now I'm trying to do a little bit of range potential, but I don't want to buy high or anything because I totally agree with that. Yeah, 15 minutes here before 9 a.m. I think there's a small chance we'll see a little bit of action at 9 a.m. There's definitely that potential for some momentum, especially with a slow pre-market like we've had. Sometimes you get a little bit lucky then for that 9 a.m. push, a little bit of activity. Things might be getting hot until 9:15, 9:20. Then people get a little bit more cautious before the market opens. I know I sure do. AGFY going for a bit of a push back over VWAP. Hey, I was wondering, would it make sense if I added the tickers that we traded at the end of the stream title at the end of the trading day or at some point in the trading day? Is there anything in the title that would make things a little bit easier or interesting? I'm always ears, let me know. I could say like live trading top gainers and then maybe list the tickers or something. I think the date is helpful. Let me know if you have any thoughts there. So AGFY just pushed over VWAP, but the volume's still very light. I'm not chasing it or anything. If we get a dip, I would consider picking some up because it is in a range, a very, very strong, almost perfect range here. So 237 would be a spot I would look for a move, and maybe 242, but I would definitely wouldn't be buying high. It's not a breaking out kind of stream. We're gonna have to wake up at 4:45 roughly, and Corey in our Discord does like 3:30 to 4:30 often. That's just freaking savage. Possible dip could also come just at any moment. Just want to be very ready for that. I have some limit orders just in case. I also want to do a little bit of an analysis on Indy later today. So I think I'm going to save that probably till after we're done trading, but I'll give it every now and then a look. But I think the market's going to start heating up in the next few minutes, so I don't want to be overly distracted. But we got a lot of tech tickers that are super depreciated, and they're going to start chugging along pretty quickly here, I think. That's my overall trade thesis, so we'll see. Yep, still a very slow pre-market, not like yesterday. Yesterday was really jam-packed. A lot of action yesterday. Yeah, that's a good question with the rate cuts. I don't know. I just feel like a lot of these tickers are still super depreciated, and they've already cut a lot of their staff. They've really focused on not raising capital, but making sure they're cash flow positive. And if you're buying a cash flow positive ticker, I think there's a lot of upside potential because I think the restructuring already happened. And since they're not looking for capital like they used to, it doesn't really matter the cost of capital. That's a little bit my theory, but you never really know. Yeah, I think the SPY could definitely pull back a little bit more, but man, the SPY don't care at the moment. You know, it's back over 72. It's almost at all-time highs, which at 79. Let's actually make an alert there. 79.98. Whoa, CELU back over VWAP as well. Tiny volume though. Oh, that volume is nothing. But look at the percent moves on this ticker. Freaking 13%, just like that. But good luck trying to get in and out of that ticker with that volume. So it might be time to do some stretches soon. Yesterday I did a few minutes of stretching. I think it did me really good. Might have to do it again. All right, here we go. A few minutes of stretching. If AGFY moves, I'm going to come right back. I'm still watching the stream, and I'm here. You can hear me in the background. Let's see. Well, there's definitely some movement on AGFY, so keeping that one on watch. Oh, there's about to be some movement in my spine. Oh. All right, like 2 more minutes. a few cracks in my back. That's what I wanted. Nothing really changed too much. We got AGFY that was grinding higher. Slightly as predicted. I was hoping for a quick pullback first, but we never got that. Otherwise, it's still a little bit of a snooze fest out there. We're approaching 9 a.m. So time to get a little bit more focused, but at the same time, we still probably got enough time to goof off a bit, do some stretches. Wow, look at that go. AGFY looking pretty strong. This is kind of what we were waiting for overall. Nice pop there on AGFI. So AGFY is 1.6 float again. It has a catalyst and actually had a pretty nice pre-market gap. It's up 103%. So everything is looking quite okay, except the fact that its float is so little, it's a very grindy ticker so far. And it didn't really give us that many trading opportunities. So there was a little bit of a range that was in for the last maybe almost an hour. And that was my plan, to try to pick some up on the low end of that range. But I kind of devised that plan a little bit too late and did not get to pick any up, which is fine. So now that it's 9 a.m., we got another little bit till the market opens. Nice little pop there. Let's see how much this one still moves. We got the next early spot at around 2.5. This was the interesting zone last time. So a really nice first stare. If we zoom in on this one a little bit, 2.5, we got a lot of resistance on the 180 SMA. Next big zone is around 2.8 as well, once we pass that. And then from there, we definitely have a little bit better blue skies. It's a little bit hard to see. Let me go back here. 4-hour chart. Let's zoom that in. So that goes way back. And then probably argue somewhere around 3.3. It's not like the cleanest whole $0.50 kind of ticker. 3.6, 3.5. All right, I mean, this ticker's moving right now, so it's definitely in play. Volume's picking up as well. It's good to see that. There we go. Now it's pushing. Looking for that move to around 2.8. Pullbacks on this ticker aren't super intense. We had like about a 20% pullback as one of the more aggressive ones. Front side pullbacks are closer to like 7%. Seeing if we can get a quick entry if there's a more aggressive pullback. I'm not sure if we will. Remember, like I said, it could easily pull back 7% on us right here. Seen it before. Looks to be holding pretty strong though. About halfway into this. Nah. On the last section of this 5-minute candle. Held pretty good there. Didn't feel comfortable jumping in on it though. Adding some low limit orders in just in case there's a quicker pullback. Typically that's not my main focus of trading, but sometimes it can be advantageous. Holding here, but it's a new 5-minute candle and it's a red 5-minute candle at the moment. Oh, pop right back up. So there's definitely some strength coming in. Volume is actually looking pretty good as well. Getting close to that 2.8 zone that I was looking to ride it up to. Unfortunately, no entry yet for me. I wouldn't be surprised if it held here and popped back over, but I'm not going to go for it until I see a little bit more of a pullback. $266 getting chipped away right now. Oh, but it held. You saw that? It was slow, held, but it actually might come back down again on it. Yep, 266. Nope, didn't see it. This could break higher here. This actually looks pretty healthy. Pretty nice. Pretty nice flag right there. To be honest, I underestimated it. Yeah, it's a little bit shaky. My conviction in this ticker is not super high at the moment. My read on it has been a little bit off. Here we go. Nice little dip there. See if we can start getting a small size going in here. Looking to see if we can get a little bit more of a fill. I think this could easily pull back a little bit more, so I just want to be very mindful of that. I think we could see the 50s. There we go. I don't know how much we're going to pull back, but I'm just going to start sizing in. I'm looking for that move back to a new high a day. Kind of expecting around a 7% pullback based on what we've seen on this ticker in the past. About a 5K position size, nothing too major. $9.08. I'm looking for that Move to new high. Volume's very light here. Lighter than I would hope for a bounce. Cutting size. The volume was too light there, so I had the good awareness about it, but probably should have stopped out the second I noticed that lighter volume. It did hold again though. Tricky ticker here, I'm not gonna lie. Kind of managing this position a little bit, trying to sell at the pops, buy a little bit more on the dips. I do think that we have that opportunity for a new high a day. So I'm looking for that spike. We still have 20 minutes before the market opens, so we have that going for us. Would like to see that happen sooner than later though. Right now it's still struggling. Possible move. Stopping out size again. Just not liking what we're seeing here. Stopped out again. Yeah, I tried 2-3 times for that dip. Maybe it's gonna pop right now. That's sometimes what happens. You know, you finally stop out and then it pops. But I don't know. That was a lot of attempts I gave this one. Maybe if it tries to sell off and it doesn't work, I would consider re-entering. I don't know, I'm out for now. Yeah, it's also very light volume on this sell-off, so technically that's a good entry. Tiny size here, buying in at 57. Do one more size at 56. See if there's could be a pop higher. No, there's still a lot of sell pressure. There's a little pop. Small size, but trying to see if I can get a read on this one. It's very tricky. Nice move there. Still have tiny size though. Still, it was like a 6% move. Yeah, it didn't hold. Instantly came back. Yeah. Stopping out. I don't know. Weird. What's up, Dex? Good to see you again, man. Yeah, we started on Tuesday after the Memorial Day weekend, or not Memorial, Martin Luther King Day weekend. Tuesday was slow. Yesterday was a pretty solid green day, and then today, so far, it's been a real snooze fest. But I think AGFY might give us some more opportunity. I'm not sure. I'm down right now 170. I'm down on all 3 tickers I'm traded, but all just scratches, so it's not so important. But a little bit tricky, a little bit slow. Just got to be patient. Very ugly pullback. MIMO actually finding a little bit of support popping up. Fun still holding that dead cat bounce, which might not be a dead cat bounce, but I would predict it is. LYT stuck below VWAP, and now it's really starting to look like maybe it's going to start selling off. CELU was never really able to hold that bounce over VWAP, so it doesn't look so healthy either, but there's basically no volume on CELU. And then AFGY, just a really ticker to be trading. So very slow pre-market. We didn't get any action, unfortunately, or at least anything that I was really able to capitalize on. Got a little bit of action, I guess, if you got AGFY quick enough, but definitely was not easy to jump on this one quick enough. You had like basically 2 minutes. So yeah, now kind of feels like a little bit back to the waiting game. I'll throw up the classic disclaimer before the market opens here. Remember, guys, do not copy trade. We're here for educational entertainment purposes. And obviously trading is risky, Have a strategy. A bad strategy is better than no strategy, I like to say, and focus on risk management. If you are just getting started, we have good videos on 25K challenge, what I did. I also organized everything that I think you need to know right here on Trade Journal. Just go to the community and courses. Tom also dropped a course here on his trading. Got 12 videos. The one I'm referring to is right here, day trading stocks, focus on momentum and small caps. We're already at 4.6 stars. Not too shabby. Day trading stocks, focus on momentum and small caps. Check it out. If you don't have a fast track membership, you can get a 2-day free trial, and you could probably finish this whole course in 2 days. So consider doing that. I think that's where I would start. At least that's what I made it for if I was starting from scratch, that's where I would want to go. Thanks everyone for stopping by. We got 33 concurrent viewers today. That's awesome. We're getting those numbers back after being basically a year gone. 16 likes. I really appreciate all the likes, guys. I appreciate everyone tuning in. Let's hope we can find some good trades today. Remember, it's not about making money. It's about trading the best we can every single day, and the money will follow. That is a secondary thing. So far, I just got to practice my patience today. Only had a few trades, but so far have not found much flow. So it's a little bit of a waiting game. U is having a big bounce today. I'm up 400 on this ticker today. Pre-market, that's unusual. So big move there. I was going to buy a little bit more U, but I already had my full share size. I was thinking about doing another 50, but we'll see how it goes. AGFY, tricky as ever. Brent's wondering if there's an average share size I stick with when the market's slow. Well, the way I look at it is I'm trying to do, $10,000 on a trade. I'm trying to get that into my average. So a hot trade, like a really good setup, and I'm in the flow and I'm green on the day, I'll try for even like $15,000 to $20,000. If it's slow, I'll do like a quarter of that. I'm doing like $2,000, $5,000. I'm trying to find some traction. And once you find that traction, that's when I want to start sizing up. Until then, I don't want to go in first trade of the day pre-market with $20,000 and then, all of a sudden have a 5% loser, which is $1,000 red, and then, being stopped out max loss. That's what I'm trying to avoid. So basically trying to get some green. Once I get that locked in, I start scaling pretty quickly from there. Also depends on the market. If it's like a really hot market, I might be more aggressive to begin with. If it's a really cold market like the summer, I might, on average, pipe everything down. Yeah, Peter, it's definitely a grind, that's for sure. 2023 was a slow year for me. That's why I didn't get back to streaming. I felt like the momentum wasn't really there. I wanted to do some streaming, but I couldn't. And it just didn't feel like it made any sense. But now that I feel like every every month we have like a week or two of pretty decent action, I feel like it's worth it again. $9.18. AGFY is the ticker to watch at the moment. Let's keep seeing how this one develops. I'm going to do another 2 minutes of stretches, and then I'll come right back. A stretch cam, imagine. It'd be so weird. Maybe a little aerial from the top, like one of those creepy bedrooms that has like a mirror over the bed. I'm drinking my coffee too. I got a few sips left. Yeah, coffee is a little bit of a slippery slope when it comes to trading. I'm very reserved on it for sure. So I'll do like a morning coffee, and then I have my workout and lunch. And then I try not to drink a coffee till usually around 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, because since I usually see very little activity in the market, it gives me a little bit of energy, and then I'll, look at some other things, check out the investment portfolio, read some news. Otherwise, I get a little bit too tired doing those things. But yeah, like I probably won't finish this a little bit before the market opens. Because if I just took a few swigs of coffee right now and then, ding, 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 I think I'd be a little bit too on edge. So for sure. Yeah, right now I'm in Germany, but big news in 2 weeks or so, we're going to be flying to Utah. I don't know if Heiko knows that yet, but he just needs to check the gram and he'll figure it out. Texas, fantastic place to hike. Yeah, it is, except where I am right now in Berlin. It's like a horrible place to hike, which makes it a little depressing. Yeah. Check out the Telegram. You'll see the flights. So it's like 6 weeks or something like that. I think we calculated. 6 more minutes before the market opens. AGFY on the 5 minute does not look super convincing to me here down. You'll see this one, but I mean, it could just start rocketing from here. My read on this ticker has been a little bit off. Okay, there it goes. Nice pop, but the volume is very light. It's already 30 seconds into that minute. Still, we are looking for that break of 2.9. New high a day, possibly right now. Let's see it. Boom! Okay, let's see if we could get a small size going on this one. Look for that next pop. Oof, I barely got filled. All right, looking for that move over 2.9. No, didn't work. Stopping out. So it's like my spider senses, just like yesterday with BFGY, or was it BFRG? BFRG, were kind of right, where I had the right ideas, but I felt like there was something really sketchy about the ticker. And today, AGFY is yesterday's BFRG. And what I did was I got a few wins on BFRG and I just left it alone because I was like, slippery ticker. With AGFY, some wins, some losses. So it's a little bit exactly the opposite right now in terms of P&L with BFRG. And BFRG, I felt like could have just went both ways. So yeah, I might have to let this ticker, I don't know, I might just have to give up on this one, as depressing as that sounds. But right now it's still the lead gapper, so I'm going to size down on it for a little bit, see if I get some flow. Well, actually, I'm already pretty sized down. I can't really size down any more than I already am. So I'll just keep watching it, be patient. And keep in mind to try to avoid buying it too high. All right, guys, we got another 3.5 minutes before the market opens. 3.5 minutes here. What platform are you using for shorting, Jack? So it was good that we stopped out quickly on this one. That kept the big losses away. Also, it's good to not size too big when you have yet to prove yourself on the day. Every day is a little bit new. You got to prove yourself over. Well, looks like Berkshire Hathaway did some shopping yesterday. Look how suspicious this is. 10% owner, Jan 12th, CELU. That's so shady. I wouldn't be surprised if he was selling today. Another 1.5 minutes before the market opens. Everyone in the Discord's highlighting the slow day and just be careful. Yeah, I totally agree. It's a slow day. You want to be careful. Another minute, 10 seconds here. I guess it's time to rail some lines of pre-workout. Oh my lord. Look at that. CELU is back at VWAP again for the 100th time. So we'll keep an eye on that. All right, guys. Good luck, everyone. Keep them eyes peeled. Probably main tickers are AGFY and CELU. Maybe Fun or Mimo from earlier this week. Maybe LYT. I would actually prefer to see a totally new ticker. But we'll see what happens. We get what we get, right? Good luck, everyone. Time of Force Day, don't forget. I gotta be careful. I am down 360. I'd be interested for AGFI to have a light volume dip, low VWAP. I don't know if we're going to get that, but I would find that quite interesting. Might go for a retest here. LYT and CELU at VWAP. Good volume, though, coming in on AGFY at the open. It's good to see that. I'm being patient right now, just kind of waiting. LYT, market open volume also not too bad. LYT was lacking a catalyst, but I think it's a sympathy play. Nice move back over the trend line. Could see another fail though. Kind of risky. LYT going for the break of VWAP. I'm watching it on my second screen. Roma is back as well. I don't know. Roma was so sketchy yesterday. It's really not the ticker for me. Slow pre-markets, slow, somewhat slow of an open, but I think we got to be a little bit more patient here. I think we're going to get some really nice setups at one point. I was not expecting it to hold this move. I was actually expecting a flush here. So my read on AGFY is slightly off for sure. So I'm being a little bit conservative about that. Typically a 5-minute breakout, 1-minute pullback's a good setup, but I don't like the fact that we have an engulfing candle on the left. That's what's keeping me out, but if that's the right idea right now, I'm not sure, because it is what feels like a pretty unorthodox ticker to begin with, so it might not be following the rules so well that you would expect it to be. Yeah, I think exercising patience is probably the right idea for now. I really want to see AGFI FY hit these new highs. I think it's got a lot of potential, this ticker. Big support down here as well. Let's see if we can get a light entry. Nice. Missed that entry though. I'm not going to chase this one. I think it's too risky to be chasing. As we saw over here, last time I chased, I got flushed on. I was a little bit slow there to jump on that trade. So that would have worked. I'm not crazy about doing the same trade twice. Yeah, I agree, Andres. The breaks on AGFY are very, I think they're traps more than anything. CELU is back. If we get a move under 55, I would probably consider buying that somewhere around the low 50s, maybe even the break of the 50s. I'm not sure if we will. Watching CELU on my second screen actually doesn't look too bad. I'm not in love with any setup I'm seeing though right now. So I'm just being mindful of that fact. I'm watching CELU for possible pullback here. Nice 5-minute breakout, 1-minute pullback. I think I came in a little bit late. I switched over to this one a little bit late. Remember, that owner is going to look to sell. And I'm sure he's not the only minion doing so. Yeah, a little bit late to the party there on my end. I'm not trying to buy these tickers too high. I think that's where I've made some mistakes already. So if I can get some lower entries, I would try to prioritize those. CELU is too choppy right now. There's no clear setup. I think CELU, though, if it has a little bit of a pullback, little shakeout, pullback, and then a rip higher, I think that could be kind of likely. Tricky day so far. CELU, I mean, AFGY selling off. Man, that is a sloppy open. I'm not really sure how to take anything out of that one. Very, very choppy ticker. Maybe we'll get something closer around 10 o'clock, maybe 10:15. I think that's what I'm putting my bets on at this point. CELU still trending higher, looking quite okay. Volume increasing as well. I'm not sure what I can pull out of AFGY at this point. This break doesn't really look like it's going to break. Fun new high day, good call out there. Gelato, look at that. AFGY trying to break here with lower volume, so this actually could be a good entry. Depends how much this holds or doesn't hold. Volume's not nothing. That's why you don't just blindly try to catch a falling knife. CELU is not exactly doing much better though. I don't see a good trade anywhere. Let's check out Fun, which I really wasn't too interested in, but yeah, it's moving. What's going on here? Why is the market so weird? Okay, let's see. We got UVXY, which is implied volatility, down. So large caps are going to be kind of smooth sailing. SMH, which is semiconductors, is up 3%. So that's what kind of makes sense. We've been having some semiconductor plays. XLK, which is a tech index, is up 1.5%. VIX is down and UVXY is down. So SPY is only up 0.3%. It was a gap up. Interesting. I'm not really sure my take on that, but it kind of seems like large caps might actually be present and just generally trending nicely. I think that's really what we're seeing here. Fun, making some pretty good moves. That rip before I could even really consider trading it. A little bit slow on my end, I suppose. PFE still pulling back a little bit. Yeah, Peter, I kind of feel like AGFY might be done for now as well. Looking to buy fun potentially for a crawl back to 28. Let's see if we have another red candle on this one. I'm not sure if we will. But there's nothing else that's interesting right now, so people actually might be looking to trade some fun. Would need about a $15,000 position size, or 15,000 share size. I thought it was going to dip a lot lower. Darn. I had the right idea, but in my mind, it was going to look a little bit more like a slow grind. That's what I was expecting. That's why I was looking to start sizing in on any red, but I didn't have the opportunity to do that. I wanted about 15,000 shares. Tricky day. Very tricky day. Yeah, it's been a weird week, huh? It all started on Friday. I think that's really where it started with CRGE. And then everything else was just like a sub-dollar. All of a sudden, penny stock became the main play. I'm going to stick around until 11, like it says in my video description here. I think there's always a chance for a really nice setup. Today, you just got to be patient as hell. I'm still down on the day, unfortunately. Haven't really found anything that really fits my strategy. So remember, as a trader, most of the time, we're kind of like... Honestly, it's a bit like Heiko with fishing. You know, most of the time you're just trolling or waiting, right? It's about knowing where to look. and being patient and not throwing your lure out for every little ripple that moves, right? It's a little bit like surfing where you paddle out and you want to scan the horizon and you want to wait for those outsiders, that big set wave. So it's a lot about being patient. Today, I maybe got a little bit aggressive, but you got to dip your toes in the water or else you don't really know what's going on. So I think slightly red or slightly green is normal before you find whatever's gonna bring you home the bacon, right? The best thing you could do on days like today is just try not to do anything silly half the time. MRAI being called out in the Discord from Mason. Give it a thumbs up. Yeah, there's a little pop there. Huge dead cat. That's what it looks like. I don't think I'm going to trade it. What was Hertz ticker again? No, it wasn't her. HTZ, yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, I think large caps are in charge right now based on what we're seeing here on the indexes. Yeah, Hertz, big bottom bounce there on Hertz. Oh yeah, they did the offering. I gotta remove all these lines. These are all old. Kind of looks like CELU might grind up again. Volume's super light on this ticker. Tiny size, looking for that move over 2.8. See if we get it. There we go. All right, that pullback was way too strong for me. Nice. Tiny size, but I'll take it. Bit of a breakout trade. Kind of aggressive, but had big support here. 9 EMA and VWAP. I think there was potential. I actually wanted to hold it for the break of 2.9, but very, very sketchy how that hesitated. There it goes. So yeah, I coulda, shoulda, woulda, right? Oh well, it was 6,000 shares anyway, so that very small position size, but if we get a quick pullback, I'll try again. I'm not sure if we'll get that. Yeah, it did it. Nice. Good to see that. It's nice that I finally called something that worked really well. I could have traded it better, obviously, but it's fine. What I saw was on my second screen here, I just saw this one kind of curling up right here, and I was like, man, that looks pretty healthy. So that's why I'm like a iguana, no, a chameleon with my one eye on the second screen always. Dang, what was that? What was that alert order? Why did that get canceled? That really just messed my entry up. Nvidia is up 2%. Save is down freaking 9%. Man, this poor freaking stock. They were about to get acquired, and then they were destroyed. 600 million market cap. That's it. This might keep trending down for a while. That looks really unhealthy. All right, it's almost 10 o'clock. I guess that's going to be what we're waiting for here. That's going to be the moment of truth with PFE or these tickers. Maybe we're going to get a new top gainer. That's what I'm hoping for. Somewhere out there, guys, there's the perfect ticker. There's a perfect setup somewhere. Is fun, you know what, that's so funny. Look at that. Fun did what I thought it would, where it pulled back and then actually crawl back to 2.8. It just, man, these sub dollars do everything in very different ways. And it's very tricky. LAES being called out. Uh-oh. It's back. 7.5 float. Oof. The volume on this ticker is a little bit too light for me. I'm going to pass on that one. Yeah, I guess beyond that, today we're both just I don't know what's the word for it. I don't know, sucking. That sounds weird. No, the market's not going to be great every day, so you just gotta wait it out. I'm gonna wait till 11. Sometimes you get opportunity on Tuesday. Nothing was good for me until 10:45. Sometimes that's how it goes. It's pretty rare that's how the cards fall, but anything is possible. Hey, and if we're gonna call it and we're down a few hundred, so be it. That's how it is sometimes. Still watching the second screen, watching the top gainers here on the left. Yeah, although 2023, we didn't have the most exciting tickers either. I'm not sure if it's so far worse or better. I missed the first week of the year because I was traveling, and I also missed the week in December where everything was really good because I was sick. So I don't know, it kind of just feels like it's been a bit of a grind, but in December I did quite well. DADA being called out. Yeah, there's definitely a front side trend there. Can't deny that. It's a little bit slow for me. Or I should say, light volume. I'm sitting down, guys. I am sitting down. That's when you know it's getting serious. Seriously slow. Mark says we need volume. Yeah, we do. We need some freaking... This freaking market needs CPR. What are those things called that like shock somebody? Defibrillators. Yeah, that's what the market needs. Some freaking defibrillators. I'm going to quickly look a little bit into Indy. There's not a lot of information on this ticker. It is a very healthy company, though. It's got a lot of assets. This ticker easily can stay alive. I just don't like, you know, there's insider selling. There's no insider buying. It's not super exciting. But, you know, people sell for many reasons. So, again, don't want to judge that. Hold up. AGFY finding a little bit of support here, guys. Did Jesus enter the chat? Is that what is going on here? Maybe, maybe. Is there a light at the end of the tunnel? I think so. Is there an opportunity waiting for us to trade it? For sure. Let's go to the 1 minute chart. Yeah, that's okay. We got some upside potential here. 10%. All right, kiddos, that's what I'm waiting for. The volume on AGFY, guys, let's just remember, is actually pretty legit. You know, around 1 million on some of these candles. Nice. Toby posting some nice profits for today. That's impressive. It's a little bit scary trying to trade AGFY because it is overall a backside. It's near major supply, aka resistance. So you're always risking that flush, and AGFY has been shown to be quite flushy. So there's definitely risk that I think we can all acknowledge very easily with AGFY. CELU back again for the 100th time, it feels like. I'm not sure if there's a pattern here. I'm really looking for one, but I have yet to see it. Yeah, I wish I was able to trade December even more, Casfilion. Like I said, I was sick, and then I was actually on the road the last week. So it was the last 2 weeks. It was kind of depressing. I was a little bit lost for words. I was kind of like, no. But I did okay. Walked away with like 3 grand or something. It wasn't the best, but for how little I actually traded in December, it wasn't too bad. I really do think AGFY has some opportunity. Does look pretty interesting. Just very high risk setup. There's a very light pullback here. Small size entry on AGFY. Stopped out. Might re-enter though. Very light sell-off. Very light sell-off. Unfortunately, I got scratched around a little bit there. I don't think I'm going to size in much more unless I get a really good entry. Yeah, a little bit of a scratch. I thought we were going to have a real pop. We might. I think we will, actually. But we might have a pop down first. This is a really tough spot. Quite high risk, so I wouldn't use it. I wouldn't do it with big size. I think it might rip up really soon. But I'm not in it. I think the risk is pretty high. I'm already red on this ticker. Sell volume though is really light. That's what's giving me the confidence. 205 has a nice bid. It's getting chipped a little bit. Yeah, well, I guess that puts the nail in the coffin on that one. I thought it would have that rip potential. I knew it was a high risk, so I didn't really want to trade it, but yeah. Fun pulling back. It's 10:09. We got CELU taking center stage. Some more upside potential as well. Got a kind of a high entry there. Higher than I would have liked. Looking for this to go a little bit parabolic here. Looking for about 15,000 shares. Getting a little bit of a rebuy. Looking for a move to maybe 3-4. Doesn't hold super well, but it does keep getting some size back into it. Taking some risk off here. I thought we'd have an actual break, proper breakout. Kind of remind me a little bit of PHU. I mean PHUN. Wow, big pullback there. Possibly stopping out. That was a pretty big sell candle. Stopped out. Yeah, it's been unfortunate. I tried. I think I'm down like 500 today, 505. I could have maybe stopped trading CELU, but I think there was, I don't actually regret it. I think there was opportunity there, and I felt like that was the time to gun it. I didn't want to FOMO and be overly careful here and then have FOMO and right in this area where it was much more likely to flush. So I think I had the right idea, but today it's just not a really good trading day. So I am trending down, so I might call it pretty soon. I'll keep watching for a little bit longer as sometimes some opportunity comes, but nothing too interesting for now. Save is still selling off. Poor thing. Yeah, I was looking at fun. I'm not sure if it's really trying to curl. Maybe. The problem is this one is just going to be all the sellers on this ticker. I don't think they'll even let it curl. I think any sort of pop they're going to try to sell into. And we wait. We are back to waiting. AULT being called out multiple times. Let me pull it up here. Another sub dollar. Actually, no, now it's $1. My problem with this ticker, it just doesn't have any volume, so it's a no trade ticker for me. Yeah, looking across the gap scanners and the top gainers today, I see nothing that's of interest. So I'm doing a little bit of research now on some other tickers. And if nothing pops up, I guess we'll go ahead and call it. HEFY popping up here a little bit. Still has tons of resistance, but seems like there are dip buyers on this one. Somebody's buying it. Okay, AULT. No. Sorry, guys. AGFY, right before I started looking at this ticker, I just had a fat old yawn. Blame it on the market. AGFY looks like it might retest that trend line. You'll see it here on my screen on the bottom right. So there's a nice little trend line approaching. Maybe we're going to get some activity for a little potential break of that. I mean, even though AGFY has been a total dud, the volume on it has actually been quite impressive. We can get a low entry on it, I'd probably go for it. Look for that move towards over 2.2. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, it's still struggling. Sizing down. It actually popped back up. Let's see if we can get that. No. Volume is, sell volume though is super light. But yeah, it's trading a little bit of a backside here. Not really what I want to be doing. Yeah, stopping out. Two back-to-back small losers, although they did amount to $100 in losses. Yeah, I don't know, man. This is also one of those issues. If you're gonna kind of wait around for something to happen, you have to not trade low quality setups. The problem is, what's a good quality setup? Sometimes you don't really know. And a lot of times when things are a little bit choppy, you get shaken out like I just did. You know, technically I had the right idea, but everything's so shaky that I got chopped out. So I might really, I don't know, I might have to fully size down until I get a proper trade in. So I'll just put 100 shares here just in case I get too excited, and I'll remind myself. But other than that, most likely I'm just gonna have to wait here or just call it. Either one, I don't know. So I don't want to give back unnecessary profits. I'm already past 500. That's usually not a good sign. So I'm red on 3 out of 4 tickers, and I'm only up $26 on one of the tickers. So yeah, so far not a really good trend for today. Just got to be, I try to be patient, and I just took a lot of stabs and nothing really worked out, unfortunately. So I don't think there's a lot I can do at this point. I do think AGFY has an opportunity to hit that 2.2. I would probably expect a flush after that. But it is kind of a risky trade, and it's a little bit of a wishful hoping kind of setup. So You know, that's one of those trades where you could just be wrong 3-4 times before you're right. And the right won't actually pay for all the wrongs that it takes. So I don't know. At this point, I might just try to hold on to my profits that I made this week. Is there anything else we need to review? So let's see. We have trades imported from yesterday. Did a little bit of Indie Semiconductor, looking at what's going on. Doesn't look too bad. Let me see if I can get some PLBY FOMO going on. This one actually finally had a pullback again. This trade breaks my heart because I stopped out of this one on the way up. One of my bigger losers, like a 10K loss. Did I make a video on this one yet? I'm not sure. I should. Should have been a big winner, but just stopped out. Yeah, other than that, nothing really too interesting going on. Wow, what a snooze day today. I was really expecting after the slow pre-market that we would have a nice open, but we did not. Look at that, BFRG actually moving. It was just called out in the Discord by Mason. Oh, look at that. Not bad, not bad. Save is down 14% now, man. Those poor people that are long Save. Although I don't know how many people are still long it, but somebody's long it, right? Those shares just transferred ownership. They belong to somebody. Low volume. So I'm just waiting a little bit longer here, seeing if anything pops up. In the meantime, responding to some messages on Discord, seeing if you guys have any tickers you want me to check out. If there is anything you guys want me to check out ticker-wise, I can analyze a little bit of price action. We could even throw it into Simply Wall Street, see what they say. I'd be happy to do so. It'd be good fun. And we got a little bit more time here. Yeah, AG. Wait, where'd it go? AGFY still selling off. Really is not amounting to much. So it was good that we were cautious there. Didn't get too aggressive on anything. Yeah, there's a little bounce on fun. Doesn't even look too bad. It might even have that second little pop higher. Could be something. It is the only ticker I'm green on. I would kind of have a game plan for a little pop higher, but I would always be weary of the flush. Appreciate it, SPY. Have a good evening too. Right now, I am just kind of watching these tickers a little bit. PHUN doesn't look like it's too bad. Kind of doing that little pop that we just mentioned. I think it's a pretty clear sign that I'm probably done today. I just don't really feel like I need to keep pushing it. I am trending down. Sometimes you're trending up and everything you're doing is good, and sometimes you're trending down where you just cannot get into the right flow. So right now I'm trending down, so the best thing I could do is limit the downside by basically not trading, is ultimately the name of the game for me at this point. I am down 604. I was down 505 till those last two trades, so I'm keeping my losses really small. I'm just not getting a lot of wins. I'm not really too worried about it. I could technically make this back in one trade. I've done way more in one trade, so it's really not a big deal. But I don't think I'm going to find that trade today. And that's something you always want to be very aware of. That was a nice opportunity on PHUN just now, and it was a good shout out for sure. Baja. But, you know, after taking so many scratches and losses, you're just like, does anything work anymore? So I think I might have to call it. Doesn't seem like there's any point for me to stick around in terms of the market. Yep, exactly that, Dex. Appreciate it. Take care, man, as well. We have SPY moving higher. Yeah, so it's nothing too exciting here for me today. At least we are streaming. That made it good fun. It didn't feel like it was wasted time hanging out with you guys. I think we were able to share some fun things, and also everyone in the Discord. So I love that. Anyway, I think I'll probably call it here. Unless something amazing happens, but I don't see anything amazing happen. I'll probably just call it. Like I said, I'm trending down. So guys, thanks for tuning in, everyone. Let me see. I took some notes earlier. Let me see if there's anything else I wanted to say. If you do have any thoughts on the stream titles, like if I should add the tickers in the titles, let me know either in the chat room or in the comments. I'm always interested for feedback. If there's any feedback at all, feel free to write in the comments or even email me, alex@tradejournal.co. There's 1,000 ways to contact me. I'm sure you guys have figured that out. So, like always, guys, stay safe, make some awesome trades. See you guys in the recap video. We'll kind of just have a quick review of everything that happened today, the highlights. Be careful if you're still trading. It's definitely not an easy day today. So, ciao, guys.